lineman, and Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter, who had walked over there, and that begins the interaction of the two.
You spit on Dak Prescott? You don't think somebody's gonna see that?
He was insulting me. Like I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like we're about to play a game.
Dak Prescott just got suspended by NFL for spitting on Jalen Carter, and let's just say it's not the kind of attention he was hoping for. Who knew a simple spit could derail a career? Looks like the Cowboys' leader just became their biggest joke.
Is that an ejection on the first play? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Jalen Carter. Damn. Jalen Carter. Hold on. Jalen Carter on the first play of the 2025 NFL season has been ejected.
The Dallas Cowboys' once so cool and composed quarterback has found himself in a bit of a mess scratch a huge mess. What started as a regular high-stakes rivalry game against the Philadelphia Eagles turned into a spectacle that's still reverberating through the NFL. On that fateful December Sunday night in 2025, Dak did something that's usually reserved for playground arguments he spat. And no, it wasn't just some casual spit on the sideline. It was directed at none other than Jalen Carter of the Eagles. Yeah, you heard that right. Dak Prescott, the guy who's supposed to be the model of leadership, channeled his inner toddler and spat in the middle of a heated divisional match. The cameras didn't miss it, and neither did the fans.
Cowboys offense and Eagles defense on the field, and this moment that will be talked about all morning long. Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. He's thrown out, RC, before the first snap.
Listen, it's the stupidest decision of the entire night, and I feel like this truly cost the Eagles the entire time.
Now, don't get me wrong, sports are full of heated moments, trash talk, and some downright dirty plays. But spitting? That's a level of childishness. And it's not just the fans that caught wind of this, analysts, commentators, everyone saw it. I mean, how does this even happen to a guy like Dak, who's been known for his level-headedness on the field? Was this the boiling point after a long season of pressure? Was he just having a bad day? Whatever it was, it didn't just impact the game, it sent shockwaves through the media. And to make matters worse, the NFL wasn't going to let this one slide. Nope, they slapped Dak with a one-game suspension, and just like that, the Cowboys' leader was benched.
Utterly disgusted. It's inexcusable. And, you Jalen Carter, first of all, he should have been ejected. Secondly, I think he should be suspended for at least one game.
But let's rewind a bit. It all went down in what was supposed to be a regular divisional matchup. The Cowboys, desperate to keep their playoff hopes alive, faced off against the Eagles, who were hungry for a win. The atmosphere was electric, the kind of game that makes or breaks a season. The game itself was intense, no doubt about that. Dak was trying to get the ball downfield, his offensive line was doing what they could against a relentless Eagles defense, and you could feel the tension building up. It wasn't just a rivalry on the field, it was personal, and with every snap, every play, the pressure mounted. The Eagles were on Dak's heels, hitting him hard and making it known that they weren't going to let him breathe. And let's be real, if anyone's been under pressure in the NFL, it's Dak.
There's more pressure on the offense. Those plays have to be made. You have to score points. CD didn't get it done last.
But this wasn't about a hard hit or a tough sack. This was about a moment of pure frustration that got the best of Dak. After one particularly brutal sack by Jalen Carter, Dak's composure just snapped. What was supposed to be a regular tackle turned into something else entirely. As Carter brought him down, Dak did what no quarterback in his position should ever do. He spat near Carter. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, so he spit. Big deal, right? Well, not quite.
I feel like all offseason we talked about their interior offensive line and how they were so young up front. I thought the Cowboys moved the Eagles defensive line with ease. Now I know that the best player on the Eagles defensive line spit on another man, so he didn't play a single snap. That said, you look at what Booker did, you look what those guys got, all them out there, they were moving that Eagles defensive line, which we heard all offseason was going to be this great advantage.
It wasn't just a random act of frustration. No, this wasn't some accidental spit like when you accidentally drool on your pillow. This was intentional, and it was enough for Carter to immediately retaliate. I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to spit on someone in the middle of a game, you should probably expect some kind of response. Carter, not exactly one to back down from a challenge, spat right back at Dak. And just like that, what started as a regular sack turned into an all-out confrontation.
think he did. There you go. There you go.
Now, imagine being on the field, hearing the collective gasp from fans, and knowing that everyone, literally everyone, is watching you. But here's the thing. Dak didn't just get caught in a moment of heat. No, this wasn't some, well, it happened fast kind of thing. It was caught on camera. It was out there for the world to see. And that's when the drama started. Social media exploded. Fans couldn't get enough of it. Videos were shared, memes were made, and every sports outlet in the country was dissecting the incident. The question on everyone's mind was simple. Why? Dak was supposed to be the guy with the ice-cold veins, the steady hand. He was the one who'd keep the Cowboys grounded.
Dude, before even the first play, Jalen Carter walked up to the Cowboys huddle and just spit on Dak Prescott and has been ejected from the game before a single freaking snap.
Then came the backlash. It didn't matter if you were a Cowboys fan or an Eagles fan, everyone had something to say. And the narrative quickly started to shift when new footage surfaced. Oh yeah, it wasn't just that Dak was caught spitting. No, it turns out Dak was the one who spat first. Yep. The whole Carter started it story went out the window faster than you can say quarterback controversy. And that's when things really went off the rails. Social media didn't just dissect the footage, it analyzed it frame by frame. The internet got a new hobby, breaking down Dak Prescott's spit. Welcome to 2025, folks.
But it happened because you were out there, you weren't out there, and the Philadelphia Eagles had to adjust to life without their best defensive player. You thought about yourself, you didn't think about your teammates at all. It was stupid. You walked off the field with a smile on your face. What the hell is smiling about?
But that wasn't the end of it. No, the moment had now become something much bigger than a simple on-field spat. Dak's reputation took a hit, and even Jason Kelce, the retired Eagles star, tweeted about it, fanning the flames of the rivalry. Of course, that didn't help. It was clear that this wasn't just a momentary lapse in judgment for Dak, it was a defining incident. The quarterback known for his leadership and composure was now that guy who spat in the field. What a twist, huh?
So it just blows my mind that he went there this early in the game with no words really being spoken enough to where you have to spit on someone. It's just a dumb move.
Then the NFL did what the NFL does best. They swooped in with a decision. Dak Prescott was slapped with a one-game suspension. Let that sink in for a second. A quarterback who has led the Cowboys to the playoffs, who's been the face of the franchise, is now out for a game because of a spit. The NFL's justification? Unsportsmanlike conduct. Sure, they had to do something. But let's be real, one game? Was that really enough? Some fans were like, come on, it's just spit. Others were saying, he had it coming. But whatever side you're on, it didn't matter. Dak's actions sent shockwaves through the entire league, and no one was going to forget it anytime soon.
The league is going to suspend Jalen Carter. They need to go ahead and suspend Dak's ass too. Now, because they both spit, one spit on one.
What's even better, if you can call it that, is that this incident was only the latest chapter in the Cowboys' ongoing drama. I mean, this team can't seem to escape controversy. Whether it's Jerry Jones making headlines or their never-ending struggle to win big, the Cowboys always seem to be at the center of the NFL circus. Dak's suspension just added to the chaos. Fans, analysts, and even casual NFL watchers couldn't help but laugh or cry, depending on who you're asking. For a team that's supposed to be contenders, they sure have a knack for keeping us entertained for all the wrong reasons.
Carter, who is one of the best players in the entire NFL, shows that lack of respect for the game, shows that lack of ability to make good decisions early on in the game. That is such a selfish play. Not only is it freaking disgusting, right? Not only do you show what a low-level human you are in that moment.
And then there's the Eagles. Philly fans, already loving every moment of this rivalry, took full advantage of the situation. They weren't just watching from the sidelines, they were celebrating Carter's role in rattling Dak. Spitting back at Dak wasn't just a retaliation, it was a moment of pride. Philly embraced it. And why wouldn't they? Carter got under Dak's skin like nobody else. He became a hero in Philly, and that's just another chapter in the Eagles-Cowboys saga. Because in the end, the Eagles' win wasn't just on the scoreboard, it was a psychological one too. Dak had been rattled, the Cowboys were thrown off their game, and Philly fans knew they'd won.
And I'm sure Vic Fangio and Nick Sirianni are going to sit him down and say, You do that again, we might have to bench you ourselves for a game. Our best defensive player, one of them at least, is not on the field for this entire game. And you could see right from the jump, the Cowboys had game planned for Jalen Carter, and now that he's not there, it changes the whole feel of the game.
Now let's talk about Dak's future. One moment, one decision, and his legacy was forever altered. Dak Prescott's leadership and calm demeanor have been his trademarks until now. That moment of frustration, it's going to follow him for the rest of his career. And the big question is, can he recover from it? Can he rebuild the trust and respect he lost in one heated second? That's something only time will tell.
Yeah. Are you worried you might be suspended?
So,
Are you worried you might be suspended?
if I get, that text or that call and by that conversation, then we'll handle it as then.
Jalen, when it happened, were you like in a fit of rage, or what was your?
No, I was calm. I walked off the field calmly. I was not mad.
As for the Cowboys, well, they've got a long road ahead. Dak's suspension was just one more setback in a franchise defined by distractions. Will they overcome it? Who knows? It doesn't matter how good you are or how much potential you have. In the NFL, one moment of poor judgment can change everything. And for Dak, well, he'll have to work harder than ever to prove that he's more than just a guy who spat on the field.